So growing hemp is labor intensive, which means that in theory, once we get a massive hemp growing operation going, after some training, you could possibly have peeps come and hit, like I said, a time card and work what area of the hemp / grow field needs help, and that would be according to the lead supervisor. Because I think there's nothing wrong. Like, you walk into a kitchen, there's a dude there who's gonna have a higher rank, whatever you want to call it, or just know the fuck's going on with the kitchen more than everybody else because he spent more time there, he has more experience in the general field than other people, or he's just that much better at it, skilled at it. So you let him take the reins, as long as his MO and his goal is to helping the overall feng shui of the place being a better place and not some egotistical power driven fucking bullshit. That's totally fine. I have no problem having people lead in areas that they are proven to be good leaders in, especially when they're leading just to help lead that movement in that particular way. It's not ego-based, and it's pretty easy to tell when it is or it isn't. And there's even ways that you could, come up with regulations and guidelines to help keep people and to help check those in power from having that power get to their fucking head. So anyway, yeah, based on what, that supervisor dictates to be the best choice of action in that given time and moment and area would be where you would go and you would work. And like I said, some basic training on how to grow and what areas of growing and what aspects of the field you're working on will need to be, implemented, but that's not really a big deal. And so once that gets going, you could have people just come and work the field. And if they want to work an hour, they can work an hour. If they want to work 4, if they want to work 8, And but in order to do so, you would need the multi-purpose center. This business would need to be running at such a good rate and growing at such a good rate that there would be enough of abundance to allow us to allocate resources to invest into people doing that type of work. Because essentially that type of work would be all about perpetuating for the future sales. It wouldn't be actual work like in the actual store, which is what this was, but this really isn't the best drawing for it. But in the multi-purpose center, that's where you would be doing the actual exchanges, which bring in the revenue. So that's where the money making is happening. Growing stuff on the field is really about investing and putting it into the multi-purpose center to accumulate a revenue eventually, hopefully. But once you got a good enough stream and good enough business and good enough traffic and customer base, going and flowing and growing, then you would that would allow you a certain amount of insurance to allow people to come and work, like I said, just an hour if they wanted to, or 2 hours or 3 hours. The issue with that is the reason why I want to be very careful about that system is with stores, real businesses and stores and places where people eat, you need to make sure you have people covering your shifts. So there'd be different aspects that would in order to work in the store, the restaurant, that would be, you'd have to work your full shift. If you wanted to be a part of that part of the movement, you would have to sign up and work your 6-hour, your 4-hour shift that you were assigned to. But the other aspect of the movement could be just like a free-based work where you come and you work as long as you want to work, as long as the work is there and available based on the success of the business. Then it could be there, and you could have people just come and work as long as they want to, and then you could also have a living area for people to come and live, and you charge them just the amount they need, or just the amount that's fair to live on that patch of earth for that day, and then also to grow, or to build their own house if they want to. And if they want a larger area, you could charge them whatever extra amount that larger area would cost, and they could expand that way if that's what they want to do, is expand. And if they don't want to, they can do that too. But just give them the freedom, or the opportunity, or the choice to live how they want to, as long as it's in good, code and harmony with nature. Then I have no issue with it. I'm not hurting anybody else or anything else, so they're not hurting themselves to such a serious degree that it's causing them to live in such a negative type pattern. You can tell when somebody's energy starts to get into a more destructive, malevolent, I say malevolent, but just depressed state. That would be bad, and that would be something that we would want to make, to bring attention to, and not to continue to enable, because that's, enabling bad behavior, which is not being loving. It's easy to let people just fucking themselves up and not do anything about it. It's a lot harder to try to uplift somebody and help them get through a challenging period. And sometimes you do need to tell people that, hey man, this is a place for people who want to grow and heal and then move on with their lives in a positive way. And if you don't want that, you shouldn't be here, because it's going against the overall flow of what we're trying to do. And it's there are energy vampires, so people can want to be around just good-hearted, good people with positive energy, because they get a feed off of that, they get a charge off of that. And people can do that and still get that charge or that energy, and choose to perpetuate, you know, unhealthiness or badness or continue to sin. Like, you know, there are those that, you know, feed off of others and still continue to just do their own fucked up ways. So that is not good, and that's been a large problem of humanity for a very long time. So we want to make sure we don't continue to enable that type of behavior. So, all right, but just some ideas for you guys. All right, I love y'all. Y'all take care. Bye.